Hello, my name is Lindsey Albright, and I am officially back from my trip to Iowa, which I drove with my dog Denali, and I returned my grandma's cat Misty to her. I did that at the very end of last month, August, and into the beginning of September. Uh, so just a rundown of what I did. I drove from Fort Worth up to, I believe my first stop was Sherman, Texas, to get some gas and to relax a little bit because I had to go through Dallas. Um, from there, I went up to Joplin, Missouri, where I stayed the night. After that, I drove all the way to my grandma's house. Um, I don't believe I made any fun stops there. I know I made stops for gas, but uh, I tried to stop at the French Icarian Village, but it was way too dark when I got there, so I wasn't able to do that. Um, but I was looking forward to it. I hear that they have some really cool architecture out there, so maybe some other time. I did get lost going to my grandma's house because my GPS and internet signal completely dropped off like at the border of Iowa. So that didn't work out well. Um, but thankfully I had a map on me, like a physical map, and Casey's, the gas station, has Wi-Fi, so sometimes when I get lost, I'd stop there and have the map download from Waze to try to get to my grandma's house. But I still got lost a number of times, so it took me a really long time to get to her house. Um, the next day, we did some errands, and we went ahead and went to Ledges State Park, which is one of my favorite places in the whole world. Um, it's been one of my favorite places since I was a kid. We used to go all the time, and I have a picture of Denali. I actually have lots of pictures of Denali there now, but I had a picture there of my first dog. She was also a Sheltie. Her name was Aquila, and I miss her very much. She was my baby. Um, and I just really wanted a picture of Denali there, so I went ahead and got pictures there. Grandma wanted to walk her, so we went on some hiking paths. Um, yeah, that part was really fun. We ended up going to the store the next day to get some groceries, and then after that, I went to go see my Aunt Nettie, my dad, his fiancee Jeannie, and my brother Jason, and that was really fun. I really wish I could have stayed longer. I was only able to stay the night, but I really wish I could have stayed longer because I missed them so much. It was not enough time, not at all. I'm hoping to go back soon, because my dad retired like the day that I had to leave, and I think it'd be really fun to go fishing with him and see if I can get Scott up there so that he can meet that side of my family. Because I mean, I love them and I love him, and I would love for everybody to meet each other. That would be really fun. I gave myself an extra day leaving because I was concerned that I would be too tired because this was my very first solo trip. I mean, solo as in I was the only human in the car. And I was worried that I would be too tired to drive back the lengths of time that I took to drive up to my grandma's. But shockingly, I wasn't really that tired. I mean, I got kind of tired particularly emotionally after my dad's house, so I guess it's probably a good thing that I took an extra day. Because I get pretty down after I visit family because it's never enough time, ever. Uh, and it's never enough time feeling in a place that, or being in a place that feels like home. Iowa and Minnesota, they're, no matter how many times I tell myself that they're not home because I live somewhere else now, they just feel like home. And it's hard to be away. It's very hard to be away. I But yeah, from my dad's house, I went down to Geode State Park. I was kind of hoping to find like a like cute store that was like overly priced geodes for sale, and I wanted to get Scott one because he likes geology and he likes geodes, so I thought he might like one of those. But they didn't have anything like that. There was some gorgeous paths though, and unfortunately Iowa is in a drought, so the lake was all dried up. But Nolly and I took a walk there. From there, we went down to Hannibal, Missouri, where I stayed the night. I did some of the touristy stuff where I looked at some of the Mark Twain busts, and I went into one gift shop. I didn't go into too many things. I didn't go into too many things because Denali had to be in the car because she wasn't allowed in anywhere, and um, it was like 90 degrees outside, so I had to like roll the windows down as much as I could without risk of her getting out or somebody just reaching in. Plus, like leaving my key in the car, which was pretty scary because it was bustling. So I basically ran into a place. I got Scott some souvenirs. I got myself a couple of souvenirs, and then I ran out. I was like, bye. So I did that. I went up to Lover's Leap. I took some pictures there. Let's see, what else did I do? I went down to Florida and Missouri, and they were having a like little like outdoor market festival thing going on there, and I bought my mom and Jerry some souvenirs. They're mostly mom style, but I figured if they were mostly mom style, she might actually hang them up. um, so I got them a couple of souvenirs there. Got to chat with some people that like live in the area. There was a lady there that was absolutely in love with Denali, and she even gave us a slight discount on one of her items that she made, because she was sweet on Denali, and because I didn't have um, enough money to pay full price, and thankfully it was just $1 off. Like it wasn't a big discount. I would have felt awful if that was the case, but I was very happy to get to support her art, and it was so fun. And I got a cute little witch souvenir that I gave to mom because mom likes Halloween stuff, but she likes the cutesy Halloween stuff, whereas I'm a little less cutesy. So I gave it to mom, and she really likes it. She already put it up. Uh, let's see. From there, I went over to Mark Twain's birthplace marker. I took some pictures of Nolly there. Took some pictures of the marker. There was a winery over there, which I saw more signs for than the birthplace marker, which didn't make a lot of sense to me because like winery versus historical marker. Obviously, the historical marker should win, but it felt a bit like a pilgrimage to me. Like he's not my favorite author of all time, but he's a fantastic author, and he has given me a lot of inspiration in my life, especially with uh, writing mixed with travel. So he had some really grand adventures in his life regarding the Mississippi River, which I have a strong attachment to. So it just felt like a big pilgrimage going up there. It was amazing. Um, from there, I went down to Lake of the Ozarks, which is a town. I was trying to go to Hahatonka Castle ruins to walk Denali around there and take some pictures, but it was way too dark by the time I got to Lake of the Ozarks that I knew I wasn't going to make it, so I stopped at the um, Bagnell Dam scenic overlook route and took a couple of pictures there. They turned out very nice. I tried to go down to the dam, like the bottom part of it, to see the crashing water, but there was a lot of people around, and I was sad and anxious and upset with myself for being sad and anxious. So I didn't have the motivation to go look at the dam waters. Instead, I just kind of left. I drove from there to Joplin. I stayed the night in Joplin again. I stayed at night at a Super 8 instead of the first place that I stayed at, which I don't remember the name of now, which I'm happy about because, well, none of the places were terribly happy with me having a dog with me. Um, in fact, a lot of the places were downright rude. uh, the first place was an absolute mess management wise, and my key didn't work. So that's fun. Like I had to get the front desk guy to open the door, and then I had to prop the door open to go get my bags and Nolly and Misty at the time, and run back in and hope that nobody had gone into the room. It was kind of nerve wracking. I didn't leave the room for the rest of the night. And then the front desk guy was super rude in the morning, even though I'd had my dog there all night. Like, dude. Whatever. But all the places were kind of rude about me having a dog with me. Like, I'm sure it's not their favorite thing, but like they could have been nicer. Like, she didn't pee in any of the rooms. She is a barker, but I did my absolute best to keep her quiet. She was calm. She didn't tear anything up. She didn't ruin anything. They wouldn't have known that I had a dog in the room if I wasn't completely and totally honest about having a dog in a room. Seriously. So they were rude for no reason, basically. Is what I'm trying to get at. So from Joplin, Missouri, I put in ways that I was trying to go home, and I was still really sad. Okay. And I was heading back towards Texas, and I thought it was going to take me straight into Oklahoma, and then through, but instead it took me through Arkansas, and then into Oklahoma and into Texas, and I was very pleased to have to go through Arkansas because I wanted more pretty things to look at before I had to get back to where I live right now, which is not terribly pretty. And northern Arkansas is gorgeous. It's got amazing views. It's absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, it was fun to drive through there. It was very exciting. And I made it home very late. I didn't even take all my stuff out of the car. I actually just kind of left it. I don't think I even made a decent video for when I got home. I was exhausted and upset because I was back in Texas, and also, like, it's stressful to drive through Dallas-Fort Worth, and my mom was very worried about me, so she was making it a little harder. But, yeah. What else? Because I'm going to do something right after I'm done talking. I did start a little embroidery project. So on this trip, I had a very tragic incident in northern Missouri on my way up. The GPS routed me through this this really rural, basically almost a gravel road. Like there was gravel on the sides of the road basically, and it was like overtaking the road a little bit. And I was going down the road at the speed limit, and a rabbit popped out of the brush along the road right in front of me. I know I put my foot on the brake, and I tried to brake, but it was awful. And I cried a lot after that. Was that in Missouri or was that in Oklahoma? I'm not sure. I know I cried a lot about it. Like a lot. I ended up getting a little peace rock that I put underneath my car thing to commemorate the poor rabbit because I feel awful for it. And I also did that. I'm going to do like gold gold here, and then two little forget-me-nots, and then I was either going to do more forget-me-nots up to like a little primrose or something, and then I'm just going to put like 2020 through here. So there's that. I feel awful for the little guy, and that's the first time I've ever done that, and it was horrific. But that was probably the worst thing about the trip, honestly, was that horrible, horrible experience. And if I could take it back, I would. But I put together some videos on my trip up. I have some pictures to share. I have tons of pictures, but I'm not going to share a ton of pictures here. I'm going to make a little video thing right after I get done talking. And we'll see how that goes. This is probably going to be a long video. Sorry. But I'm back. That's mostly it. I'm back. I will be working on some writing later. I do have classes. I have about 5 hours worth of classes today, and I don't get a lot of breaks with Cambly, so probably won't get a ton of writing done today. But I'm trying to get this video up. I posted all of my pictures on Facebook. I got them into Shutterfly. Yeah. I'm probably going to try out PicFair because I have some pictures that are like scenic pictures that are absolutely gorgeous, so maybe I'll give that a shot. But yeah, that's what I'm up to. That's what I did. This is probably going to be an enormous video, so if you watch it all the way through to the end, thank you. You're very appreciated. If you don't watch it to the end, you just watch it to the end of like just me talking. That's nice too. Thanks for listening to me. If you've been on a trip recently, tell me about it in the comments. I'd love to read it. I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Stay tuned if you want to watch pieces of my trip in a collated video. Bye now.